If you get cold, you just leave the house.
That's right.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning.
We're live.
Yeah, I saw the little alert up there. Yeah, we don't have any power. It went from 8:15 to be restored till 1:30 to be restored. So I had to take
Yeah.
Roberta into the office,
Okay.
and it's raining like a witch down here.
Raining like a rich.
Yeah, it's
All right.
cold. It's wet. I'm old and I'm irritable.
It's pretty cold here. We're just 3 degrees above freezing.
Damn. You still with me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but your
okay.
picture's gone.
Yeah, that's because I just did something. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. Lag says when you're out of power, you just go to one of your other homes.
I tell you what, the way this weather has been acting on my joints this week, I'm about ready to get me a cabin or cottage or something down in Florida for the winter months. Start snowbirding.
Yeah. You don't have to buy a place. You can just rent a condo. Yeah. So who we got here? We got Bumcrack. We got Deb. Watercolor World. We got Bumcrack again. We got Lag. That's about it so far. Yeah. Says I got 11 watching those, so we got lurkers. Hi, lurkers. Uh, what's going on? All right. Lost his sound now. Okay. Carol. Hi, Steampunk. Azure Blue. Why don't you have a wrench? I'm going to give you a wrench. Wrench. You are now wrenched, Azure. You hadn't been on in a week. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. So you're selling coins, Azure? Yeah. Your other accounts? So you can troll us? Yeah, Carol and I had birthdays yesterday, and according to Scott, the bearded picker, Carol is 60 years old, and I am 75. I think he was kidding us.
Well, I thought Carol was about 60, but I know you're not 70.
No, Carol's not 60. Carol's about, I don't know, what are you, 52? How old are you, Carol? I know you're not supposed to ask women how much they weigh or what their age is, but I just did. I asked Carol her age. 55? Oh my gosh, the double nickel. Now you can go to McDonald's and get the senior coffee. Of course, nobody goes to McDonald's for coffee anymore.
Well, the one near my house is filled up with old men in the morning.
Yeah, because they can't
They're all
afford to meet at Starbucks. They're old. They're on fixed incomes.
they get that 50-cent cup of coffee.
I've been to some McDonald's where they give the senior coffee for free.
Yeah, I've seen that too. So they go in there, get their morning biscuit and their free cup of coffee, and they're good for the day.
Yeah. The crew of old men here go to Dairy Queen.
God, I wish we had a Dairy Queen on this side of town. I love their ice cream.
Yeah, they've got good ice cream, but that's about it. I mean, you know, Sundays, floats, blizzards, banana splits.
Yeah,
But I don't need to be eating that stuff, so I haven't been to Dairy Queen here, and God, I haven't been to Dairy Queen in a year probably.
I used to. I
And
used to
it's
get their.
just right over there.
I used to get their tropical blizzards, which had the pineapple and banana and all that kind of stuff in it. I love those.
Hey, Joanna. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, we got all the cute girls on here today. You got Deb and Sherry and Carol and Joanna. Ooh, I'm attracting women. And then there's
All the
Azure Blue and Lag. Dang it.
all the cool kids are on your channel this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess nothing else is going on in the world except this show. Ice cream party. Golly, I could do some ice cream. But I was well deserted yesterday. Gwen made me a my favorite cake, German chocolate, with a
Mm.
really thick icing on it. Like 2/3 of it is cake and the other third is icing. That's the way I like it. Of course, it adds tonnage, but I don't care. Once a year ain't gonna kill me, or maybe it will. It starts adding up, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
Uh,
These poor suckers that's crossing guard people standing out here in this rain. I feel for them.
Sherry's iced in. Yeah, there's been some bad ice storms up north.
Yeah, yeah.
Ice
I
and
think
snow.
I think Bridget and that crowd across that part of New York is supposed to get some later or the first part of the week.
Yeah. Old cyber curtain twitcher that comes in here a lot. He was showing pictures of ice and snow in England. So they're getting some over there too now.
And this is a terrible thing to say, but I used to not give a damn about the weather up north until I started hanging around with you folks. And now I worry about Nikki and her crowd and Bridget and Chris and hit their crowds when they get all this snow up there.
Yeah, their wintertime climate is pretty tough. There's Diane. Man, we're just attracting the women. Hi, girls. Bunch of bunch of beautiful women coming in here to listen to two old farts talk about crap.
Come on, people.
We've only had flurries twice this year. It's been good. January and February. Yeah. It turns colder here in January and February too. Our Decembers usually stay pretty warm, but this is like the second coldest morning we've had so far, and it's 36. So it's chilly. Our high today is only 57, so that's not exactly summertime temps around here. So you took Roberta to work. I don't think Tom can hear me now. Look, he looks confused. Oh, now he's gonna have to come back in. You're a CCT. Can you even? Oh, CCT is here. Yeah, they had snow over there. Wait, I'm too sexy for this chat. But look at all the cute girls in here. Can't be too sexy for them. Alright, I'll put a link in the side chat if anybody else wants to come on. Join in the fun that is the Silverhairstacker Show. Silverhairstacker Show! I've been keeping up with the side chat. 57, it's summertime here. Really? I was on the road, Tom. You might as well be. Everybody, just about 2/3 of the watchers are women this morning. I mean, we got the old lag, and we got Azure Blue, and Bumcrack Picker. I think Bumcrack Picker's a guy. I never asked him for sure, but I'm pretty sure. I've heard his voice before. Fort Lauderdale is 80 degrees. Well, that's why it's known as the spring break capital of the United States. Everybody goes to Fort Lauderdale for spring break. Pretty much any time all winter. We're thinking about going at the end of December for our anniversary to
Hi, my name is the Beard. My
Corpus Christi.
pronouns are KMA. Kiss my ass.
Okay, it's none of your business what I identify as. I identify as a proud, patriotic American. It's
I'm required to show a member of the zoo. Come here.
dang, it's the middle of the afternoon in Saudi and it's only 89. Brr.
Okay, sure. Here you go. You get Phoebe. Phoebe wandered in here. What's up, buddy?
Phoebe.
I'm sad. I've been replaced by that little monster. I'm hiding from him right now because he's been chasing me all morning.
Little fart.
Isn't that right?
Little fart's been chasing Phoebe. How much does Phoebe weigh? Because
about
little
15
fart's
pounds.
only 15, so she weighs twice what the new dog does.
He only weighs 6.5, so she's well over double.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's all you get. She's gone.
Da-da-da.
There's no telling what Franklin's up to because I keep hearing Joni yell his name and telling him to stop. So he's just staying in trouble. Yeah, I got this long shipping video I'm trying to edit.
You still haven't done that? You said you were going to do that day before yesterday.
I got it all imported. And I've got about half the pictures up. I'm just going through cutting out dead spots and because it's like 50 minutes long because I got 25 things to ship.
Did you see that picture of the cake I sent you? Man.
Yeah,
That's
I saw myself in this video and I'm like, you know what? As soon as I finish eating the bad stuff up in the house in the next 3 days, man, it's going to be keto life for a long time.
Oh, you're going back on?
I got to figure out how to stay on it for good. That's the tough part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what I'm doing and edit right here without
Hit delete. That will end all your problems. He got no problems.
How do I know what's a she beard? Phoebe?
Maybe.
I'll tell you,
Dogs.
like the old man, if y'all have seen if anybody's seen the documentary What's a Woman, and the clip that goes around a lot is the old man where Matt Walsh asked him, well, how do you know that you're a man? And he looks right at the camera and goes, well, I guess it's because I got a dick. You're not expecting it. I mean, he's kind of a grouchy old man, but you're not expecting him just to come out and be so blunt. So yeah, she's missing the parts there.
Yeah, you don't see any gender identification problems in dogs and cats and birds and skunks and pigs. They know what they are. Except I've seen a male dog hump on another male dog before.
And whenever the little one makes it in here, Felix, I'll show him for you. So he turned 6 months old this week, and that little 6 pound dachshund is all ears and boy parts. Dogs are funny. So we had our last male dachshund. His name was Scrappy. He passed away last year. He would always, so if he sat on the on hardwood floors, he would always sit up or away. He wouldn't let his parts touch the floor. On carpet, he didn't care. But if he was on hardwood floor, he would sit cattywampus, or he would sit with his hind end up in the air. It was just it was the strangest thing. Never seen a dog do that, where he wouldn't let it touch a hardwood floor. Laying on couches, laying on whatever, he was completely normal, except for the hardwood floors. And we just happened to have this house and the last house both had hardwood floors, so he got lots of practice. And the tile too. He wouldn't do it on tile either.
Is it cold over there?
Lag, you've already said you're a female, so how can you sit that way? Is it cold here? 44. We're only going to 51. We're going back down again. Today is the last day in the 50s.
Yeah.
Next Friday, take a guess what our high is, not this Friday, but the next.
Oh my God. You just made me look at mine.
They're forecasting a high of 19.
Jeez.
And a low of 7. Holy crap.
Our high on that day is 31 and the low is 16. Good grief. Something big's headed this way.
Must be one in polar vortexes.
Polar vortex.
Yeah,
global warming.
We're in the low 40s for highs for this weekend, and then back to the mid 40s all next week until next weekend. Felix, me and you would get along, buddy. So I mentioned on the show yesterday or somewhere, or maybe the video, that I had to go meet my brother at Buc-ee's. It's because he was traveling with some of my contraband. And he's like, what do you want me to bring you? I'm like, just bring me half of each. So I can be lightly toasted in the afternoons, and then when I want to go to sleep, I can just be hammered out.
Where does he live at?
Montgomery, Alabama, about 2.5 hours south of here. So I don't know if I told everybody. He sends me a picture about 3 weeks ago of an ID, a military ID, with his fiance's name on it, with our last name. I'm like, how the hell did you get that by the government? We eloped. I'm like, well, I guess you didn't get it by the government. That was legal, huh? He just started laughing. But Yeah, so him and his wife. We have family in Michigan, and they went up there for the weekend and came back.
Haven't looked at crypto lately. What's it doing? It's down. Bitcoin 17.5.
Hey Tom, Felix wants to know if he's the only one that sees a 99-year-old man eating and driving and recording, and wants to know if he's the only one that sees anything wrong with it.
Felix, kiss my ass. I'm not 99 years old.
Oh, I guess it's better than using your cell phone while you drive. Well, I mean, I've seen the police pull people over every time at our school when they've got their cell phone out when they're driving on school marked zones. They don't even have to be using it if they've just got it out.
I don't get it, man. I put mine on a mount that magnets to the dash and let the Bluetooth through your car. Who wants to hold a damn cell phone? I'll talk on a phone. Who wants to hold the damn thing? You got to be some kind of savage to want to hold a cell phone and talk on
it. Yeah. Gwen took me to dinner and I had the fried shrimp with fried squash, with fried okra, with fried hush puppies, with fried onion rings.
And you worried about a slice of you worried about a slice of damn chocolate cake.
And then I came home and I ate chocolate cake. Yeah, man, I ate. There was that whole plate just looked like just a light brown mishmash of stuff,
Right.
and it was good. And then yeah, everything on the plate was fried. It was funny, but hey, it's my birthday. That's what I wanted.
Damn right.
I like fried food.
I don't even remember what I had on my birthday. Oh, we had seafood. We have this great seafood restaurant called Captain Steve's, and they have it's like an old school Carolina fish camp, and they have really good food. Everything's fried.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what. If I drive up in this driveway, this house, and our lights are on,
Bye, Cyber.
I'm just going to be really irritated.
Why did you mad? You might have paid the bill.
No, there's 500 and some people in our area that's without power. So I had to take Roberta to the office. Next week she's on vacation, so
This is her one day to go in.
yeah, her one day to go in. She wasn't going to go in because her feet have been swollen up, and but because we don't have any power, she's got to because she's got some stuff she's got to wrap up. Some people's hands that she's got to hold. I mean, she'll take her vacation, then spend half of her vacation. If we're like she's just taking it and we're at home, she'll spend most of her time on answering emails for people.
I guess I get it. Either spend time with Tom or go read a computer. I guess that's a good choice.
Well, it's work related. Well, I don't see no power, lights on anywhere, so I guess we're still without power.
I always thought you were in the dark, Tom. All right, so there's the new range.
That's very nice.
Go to full screen, Todd.
It's silver on there. It's got that blue plastic crap on it. But they got to tear out the cabinet. Gwen wanted a big one, so they got to tear out the cabinet to fit it in. Hope they can get it all done in one day. No, it's not blue. It's silver. Yeah, this thing's got so many settings. It's going to be tough for an old man to figure out. I mean, the old range top, you just turn the knob and it was hot, or turn it farther to the right, it was hotter. This thing's got all kinds of buttons up here at the top.
You must be getting ready to start cooking you all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah. I couldn't not buy her a new range because the other one just finally crapped out. I changed elements in that old one at least 3 times since we moved here.
Yeah, but that's been what, 20 years?
Yeah, I've been here 15 and it wasn't new then. I wonder if it's the original one. I wonder if it's been in here. The house was built in 78. The oven, we were thinking about getting another in-wall range, but to get a big one, god dang, they were like $4,000. Like, that made body parts drop. $4,000 for a range? I mean, just the oven, not a range.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to buy one. Ours has started acting up a little bit. It's not even that old. Ours is only, 5 years old, but it started throwing all kinds of error codes and mess.
Oh, Lord. I shouldn't eat that.
I don't like spending my future assisted living money on a range.
Not your future assisted living money.
Yeah.
Seriously, Todd, you're 67 now?
Yeah. You don't think I'll make it to old age?
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a good chance.
I'm waiting on, I'm going to sit back and laugh at Scott when he's an old man, and when he's our age, which isn't too many years off, and when he stands up and he grunts because a joint in his body hurts, all that kind of mess.
I already do that. I've already passed the point of you make those involuntary sounds every time you get up or move.
Yeah.
When does that happen? All of a sudden, you just are. I heard a comedian talking about it, and I started paying attention to myself. I'm like, well, damn, that's correct. I'm already doing that crazy mess.
The boys were home recently for one thing or another. I don't remember exactly which trip they came down, but Gage went in and asked his mom, "Is Dad okay?" Because of the sounds I was making. Yeah, he just does that.
Now, are you? I've never Googled Earth you or anything like that. But are you closer to Houston, or are you closer to Dallas, or are you closer to Austin?
He's closer to Dallas.
About halfway between Austin and Fort Worth.
Okay.
Which is.
We got the map. Somebody on Tom's Christmas list. He wants a map.
No, I can just Google Earth it and find out where it's at, but it's not that important.
What's a cure?
If you're saying mean things about me, I can't read the chat. So. Because my phone is attached to my windshield. My neighbor over here, she just got back from taking her kids to school. She's sitting in her car too. And the one on the other side of us.
Felix said he once dated a girl that went to TCU. He's wearing her shorts right now.
What's TCU?
Texas Christian University.
Oh. There was an article about I don't remember what it was, but they kept saying ASU, ASU, and I thought they were talking about Appalachian State, but they were actually talking about Arizona.
Yeah, the other one you got to watch out for is USC, whether it's South Carolina or Southern California.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a nephew that is really gung ho on because he graduated from his engineering from the USC engineering school, and people say, "Man, you went all the way to California to school, and you might as well pee in his face when you say that." He's like, "No, I went to the University of South Carolina, which was here before California even existed."
TCU, best football team in their own mind.
Well, that's like uh, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. That's got the best team money can buy.
I'm telling you right now, Tom, I never thought in my wildest dreams that the University of North Carolina would be number one and lowly old Alabama come in there and kick their ass.
Well, I'm glad of that.
It took 4 overtimes, but by God, we did it.
I don't have anything against North Carolina except everybody around here about UNC is everybody around here is so UNC. You know what? I mean,
Oh, yeah, all my friends went there. I moved my senior year of high school, and so that's how I got to Alabama. And so everybody I grew up with, everybody and their brother, I was supposed to go with them. They all went to Carolina. And so you get tired of hearing about basketball, this and basketball. Now if I talk to any of them, I live in a different world. I live in college football. They live in college basketball. It's like two different universes.
Well, that's the reason that back when they first brought the Hornets to Charlotte, they weren't really sure it was going to do anything because the North Carolina is a college basketball state. Big money is wagered on Carolina ball games.
Felix, what are you talking about? Felix, you bumped your head. The Terrapins would win every year, but the SEC keeps us down. Y'all are in the Big Ten. Isn't Maryland in the Big Ten? Yeah, they moved from the ACC to the Big Ten.
Is that good or bad?
They were terrible either way, so it doesn't matter. Oh, and collusion to keep the Northern State. I got you. They let Ohio State in. They're going to get run out pretty quick. But they let them in. Not next year because it's still 4 teams, but in 2025, when there's 12 teams, y'all will never get Alabama out of that tournament. Never.
So y'all ready for Christmas? Got all your shopping done? Got all your shipping done?
Yeah, I already got Johnny her gift. You want me to go catch it?
Oh, is that what he is?
I need another one. He can be my Christmas present. Nah.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, I just saw it was either a TikTok or a reel. It was these people had the little dachshunds dressed up as pirates.
Yeah, there's one of them. His name is Caruso. That family, they make a fortune. The following that dog has on all social media, the husband and wife had to quit their jobs, and they had really nice jobs because their little side project that Crusoe the dachshund became so wildly popular on social media, just making a ton of money.
Well, we follow, of course. It's called the Three Southern Cats and Their Mama, and it's it's where they overdub the cats when they're meowing and whatnot, so it sounds like they're talking. They get crap from manufacturers all the time. Those cats have a bedroom of their own that has nothing but their junk in it. and they do videos. They'll do videos where the mom, a part of it, she's like, "Well, we got a box from so and so today. Let's see what it is," and it'll be costumes and treats and all that kind of crap.
On YouTube, Crusoe the Dachshund has 1.81 million subscribers.
Caruso the Dachshund.
And they dress him up in all these crazy outfits.
Cha-ching!
You sell something?
Canon AE1, $135 plus shipping.
When this thing first came,
take a guess how many lifetime views this channel has.
100 million.
728 million views.
Damn.
They get 9.7 million views a month. That is making a lot of freaking money.
Mr. Beast don't have to get on the damn stick.
That's just Facebook. They're on Instagram, TikTok. They're on all of them.
The world we live in.
Nice beard talks about cameras. We want to talk about cameras again. That one. That's my yard sale camera. That's the old YouTube camera that I was going to sell when I bought the yard sale camera.
What is the old YouTube camera?
Canon GX7 Mark II.
Okay, a lot of YouTubers use that.
Oh, it's wildly popular. The Mark III fixed the one problem everybody had about the Mark II. The Mark II doesn't have a microphone jack. But this one does. This is the Sony's version of it, the RX, the R100.
Uh-huh.
All right. This one, I picked it up at the yard sale. I'm like, this is a freaking RX 100. It's a Mark 6, which is only up to like the Mark 7 or 8.
Right.
It said make an offer. I looked at the lady. I'm like, what about $40? She goes, it's worth way more than that. I'm like, what are you thinking? She goes, the least I would take is 150. And I'm like, all right, you sold it.
Hey, John Boy. Do I know you, John Boy?
Pool motor.
Yeah, I sold yet another swimming pool part. Dead of winter. People are buying swimming pool parts. $134. Woohoo! I gave $60 for $4,000 worth of swimming pool parts.
That's the current camera.
That's a winner. Kaboom! Size matters. Look at that sucker.
Is that one of those $1,600 cameras?
No, it's only like $1,200.
Shoot, that looks like something NASA uses.
I paid $900 for the camera. That lens was $400. It's a Canon. It's an M6 Mark II.
Scott's got all the toys.
And then
well, some of these YouTubers, they have iPhones. They plug their iPhones into their computer setup, and that's what they live stream with and everything.
And John, like your logo, you're a bull.
They're I know quite a few channels that are just to only use the phones, whether it's a Galaxy or an iPhone.
Oklahoma. I was born in Oklahoma, John.
It's a lot of it's about the personality. They watch you for you. The video can be okay as long as they can hear the sound.
Yeah. Well, Todd, I guess people don't think we've got much of a personality. It's supposed to rain all day long.
Nice to see you, John Boy. Are you a reseller or a silver gold stacker? Mr. Sadie, he's in Oklahoma, or he was.
He was. He's probably back in Missouri now.
He went to Fort Sill to see his granddaughter's military graduation. Very cool. Looked like a good facility. She looks a lot. He took a picture next to her in her with her uniform on. She looks tougher than he does now.
Well, he's an old man.
I know.
So y'all trying to say Larry's gone soft?
No, he's just gotten old.
I can't believe I'm this much older than Larry, but that was his granddaughter that was graduating, and I'm like, I haven't even had a grandkid yet. Wow, man, I
only got one
this morning. I sold like $700 worth of crap.
Good.
24 hours.
Just don't say it too loud, or Gwen will be having that wall-mounted oven put in.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had somebody make an offer. I have a $75 video with a handheld video games. They offered $20 for it yesterday. Last night, somebody bought it full price. It's been sitting there for 6 months.
Yeah, I've had those swimming pool parts since April, May. I got those at a good time, man. That stuff sold all summer like hotcakes.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find more stuff like that to buy.
I had a bunch of Hallmark Christmas ornaments listed, and I had like 5 different Star Wars ones, and this guy he bought all 5 of them, and he said, "Tell me how much it's gonna cost to overnight it to me." I said, okay, that's going to be overnight from tomorrow, which is today. And so I did a rough calculation on it, and he shipped it to him. And I said, "Why do you want these things so fast that you're going to pay $35 to have it overnighted to you?" He said, "Well, my grandson really likes Star Wars, and I wanted them here before Christmas." So all you grandparents out there, you need to start buying stuff for your grandkids and having it overnighted to you.
Yeah, John Boy, you need to get to know Deb. She does all that art stuff too. She's very crafty. She does watercolors and all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, she's really good.
Deb needs to do some videos of all of her art.
Yeah. I'm not artistic at all. I can run my mouth, but that's about it.
I took 2 years of art classes in high school. Learned some things. It was interesting and fun. We entered some pieces in the county fair one time. Got some ribbons or something. It was interesting. I was way better at music than I was art, though, so that's what I did.
I'm really good at music. I've got a killer Spotify account. I've got great taste. I go to concerts.
I had band played trumpet for 5 years in school, and I took piano for 10 years. And do I have a piano or a trumpet in my house? Not one.
I guess old boy shipped it and didn't realize it. So yesterday on the show, right after the show, I bought some Crayola magic markers from the person who has stole my image and likeness. So I'll have his name shortly.
What was all that about? Give me a brief recap about that.
So somebody sent me a message saying, "Is this your store?" I'm like, no. And it was so the guy. So I never trademarked the image I use. I had somebody take a base image that I found on the internet and change it and alter it to be me. And
Right.
so I couldn't use it because it was a generic image. And so the guy takes that generic image and puts that as his on his eBay store and calls himself the bearded picker and packer.
Okay.
So, and so if you search eBay for bearded picker, he comes up first.
I've seen
Okay.
that.
John Boy, there's Deb's YouTube. She got all kind of beautiful stuff on there.
Oh,
You know,
Felix said it's him. Felix, when did you move to Utah? Oh, so then we got on a rabbit hole after the show. Me and Dave. Dave's like, "Is this you on Pinterest?" And so there was somebody else on Pinterest who had made a different bearded picker logo. And you know how mine's got bearded picker through the beard? They wrote some other stuff through a beard, and all they had was a Pinterest. And they are the ones who actually, before I could get it, got the thebeardedpicker.com because everything used to be the bearded picker so I just cut the off and it became several years ago. So we clicked on his link to the bearded picker and he had let the thing lapse. And so I bought the domain yesterday and redirected it to my website. So if you go to his Pinterest and click on his website, it comes to me.
I wonder if he's so vindictive that he would come after you about something.
So I made a Pinterest account yesterday without even trying.
well, you can get what kind of stuff you got on his Pinterest account?
He hadn't updated it in like 3 or 4 years, so he must have quit reselling. It was just a bunch of stuff that he resold. Well, Felix, it's good that you spread your wives around. You know, you get them from all parts of the world. You know, you get some different. If you get 4 of them, so get you different flavors. You know, if you had 4 of the same women, that'd all be boring. You know,
I don't know how he does it. There's days that one is too many.
Yeah, so that's what I did yesterday morning. I edited a few videos and got them up and messed with Dave as I went and bought the rights to that website for the next 5 years. So that's Oh, I forgot to put usually I edit the website and change the video out. I forgot to do that.
Back when the domains first became, you know, people could buy domains for the internet. There was a guy who bought up Ford UK and all of those, and then for years he leased them back to Ford Motor Company, and then he finally sold them to them. But he was buying up Ford and GM, you know, .UK. He was buying up all of those.
Well, evidently this person doesn't. Whoever on the eBay doesn't watch the show on the morning show, because I told him on the morning show I was going to buy crap from him.
Y'all shutting down for the holidays, or are you just going to just take Christmas Day off and get the bank
down?
Shut down. What are you talking about?
Shoot, Christmas Day is one of my biggest sales day of the year. I don't know why. It always has been a really good. For like 5, 6 years, I've been reselling. Christmas Day is like one of the best. It's always pretty good.
Oh my god. I hate even clicking on my phone when Harlan sends me something because there's no telling what it is.
What is the stock market doing this morning? Let's look.
Yeah, you want to see this one? This is what I get when I look at this. That's a girl right there. There's the guy who posted it.
What a pretty smile.
Have you ever seen? He's a real thin, very southern black guy, and he just does reaction videos to people cooking southern.
No, the one I follow is on TikTok. He's a big guy like me, but he's got a much bigger beard. He's got gray where I've got. He lives in Jones County, somewhere between Kinston and Jacksonville, and he is absolutely hysterical.
Stock market crashing.
Tom's the one freezing.
Everything's in the red today, Todd.
Yeah, it's down hard.
Azure says right at the close, they would announce a 50-cent point, half a percentage interest rate hike. I mean, just do the math. I was trying to explain to Jacob. I'm like, Jacob, this is what the stuff they don't tell you about the interest rate. And I said, if we were to sell this house right now, it's worth, I don't know, $450,000, $500,000. The person buying it, if they took out a full loan, it would cost them $800 to $900 more in interest alone on a payment.
Mm.
Well, my neighbor that lives right here, they sold their house back when it was at its peak, and they're renting this one. And they already own a lot, and her father's a builder. So since the price of lumber is coming down, they're thinking about go ahead and rebuilding a house. But they said that they made so much money off their house just because everything was super inflated that they can pay for 2 years of rent, which is $1,800 a month, and still have made a lot of money off of that house.
Yeah, that's what Harlan did. Harlan did exactly the same thing. So he took the money. He got out early in the market, so it went a touch higher than. But he's really smart with investing, and so he invested his profits and damn near doubled the amount of money he made on the house.
Holy crap!
Mm-hmm. Because he sold it now. It's been a couple of years ago, so it was still at the end of Trump before the craziness came through with Biden. You know, if you remember, in 2021 when he came into office, it still took a few months for everything to react crazy. You know, the stock market temporarily went up for a little while before people started realizing that the interest rate hikes were coming, that inflation was killing us. I don't know if he's considered homeless.
Gas isn't down. It's just not up as much as it was.
Yeah, I love that. No, diesel has not come down for sure. Let's see what gas is around here. I haven't even looked for gas this week. I know it was $2.63 earlier.
Yeah, we went to 259 in our little town, so over in Waco, it's probably 245, 240 maybe.
So the Wavaho in Meridianville is 265. So that's down a few cents. They were 269 Monday, so they've come down even further. The Walmart's the same one. They're a mile away from each other, so they generally match prices. The Wavaho is just way easier to get in and get out of.
Tesla is going down. Amazon's. I bought some Amazon in the spring, and shoot, I should have waited. It's gone down farther. Mm.
But the crazy thing is, there's still gas out there in town for $3.15 a gallon. Who pays the $3.15 a gallon? Makes no sense.
Yeah, and you look at stock market predictor people. Some people tell you, "Oh yeah, we hit the bottom. We're gonna have a slow rise," and some say, "Oh no, we're going down another 20%, 30% in 2023." And what did Harlan get into that he made so much?
I'd be lying if I tried to make it up. I don't know what he hit on.
You don't know what, but something good. I don't know anything that's going up in value. I mean,
Right now, yeah, it's tough.
as far as, I mean, Lag got in on some good oil stocks back when it jumped. Maybe Harlan got into some of the oil stocks before. He got Bonnie's retirement check.
I can't tell you how disappointed I was to be going to that estate sale company on Saturday, and Bonnie was not there. I was prepared to make video that would break the internet.
Yeah, it's time to sell those oil stocks. They're done.
Yeah, Bonnie, the 80-year-old cougar, would have broken the internet.
Our power came back on, and I was sitting in the driveway on my phone, and all of a sudden my phone reset, and it must have had a conflict because the Wi-Fi came online, and I was online on the regular cellular the cellular internet.
Yeah. Azure, I'm 98% out now of pretty much any investments. I just got money sitting in CDs now, pretty much just sitting there.
Yeah, Azure
I'm
Blue.
getting
I think you're right. At the 2023, it's just going to keep getting worse. We've not fixed supply chains. China is still carrying on about COVID and locking their people down. They're having so many problems now with you don't see it on TV a lot, but they're having problems with, the Chinese people are sick and tired of the communist government. They are over all the crazy they've been put through. Look what they're doing to farmers. And I think is it the Netherlands or New Zealand? One of those countries over there is taking 3,000 or 4,000 farms away from them because they say they're not using them optimally or something crazy. I mean, there's so much crazy shit going on around the world. It will affect us. And heaven forbid if the Supreme Court does its job, watch the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
So they took up a case. I don't know how this has not been in the news much. So the Supreme Court has taken up a case on this docket. There is two brothers, one sued in one state, one sued in the other. I think they're the Brunson brothers, and they've made their way. One of them is in the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, the final court. The other one's already on the docket for the come out of the 10th court. I might have those backwards. The 10th and 11th courts of appeal circuits, and basically they're stating that the entire so much of the government abdicated their duty and constitutional for the 2020 election. They were supposed to once in Congress, whenever January 6th was a cover up to force the Republicans to not hold up the vote, not hold up on the electors, and let Biden be elected. Technically, they were supposed to wait 10 days and investigate anything that was brought up according to law. And so they've got a lawsuit against Biden, Kamala, 338 congressmen, all of them that voted against it. And if the Supreme Court can, if they so choose, rule on this thing and declare all those elections null and void, none of them, they're all illegally elected, and throw this country into chaos. It'll be very interesting to see what they do and how they rule on this.
So look for the morning show on my channel next week.
No, I'm not saying this. This is a court case. I'm not saying.
I know.
I'm not saying.
I'm just hassling Todd.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with it. This is a court case on the docket for the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. It's Brunson versus Adams, 100%.
Oh, Sadie's got a pic of the kangaroo. There's a kangaroo loose. There's a roo running crazy. Let's see.
I just happened to see this. I wasn't reading again. I just happened to. I come across a TikTok of account I used to watch, and it was like, this might be the most important court case ever. And I'm like, all right, what court case are we talking about?
There's a kangaroo loose in Jefferson County. Yeah, Sadie's daughter has a zoo. And they had a kangaroo get loose, and it was just hopping along in somebody's neighborhood. That's pretty wild.
But the whole argument is they didn't follow the Constitution. They didn't follow the rule of law. And so they violated the Constitution when they installed these politicians. And each of the politicians that voted against it voted in dereliction of their duty. So it'll be very interesting to see. I think the Supreme Court, four justices have to agree to hear the case. Right. Just because it makes the docket doesn't mean that they're going to rule on it. So it got that far. So, you hope the 4 of the 6 supposed conservatives, you got 2 votes. Thomas wants to hear it, and what's the name wants to hear it, Aaliyah. Whether we can get 2 more of those other 4, be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those folks up in DC are running scared.
Yeah, I'm just selling a lot of craziness. I mean, it's just the phone is beeping. I've sold 4 or 5 things on the show since we've been here, and it's just wristbands. Who buys wristbands for Christmas? Oh well. All those wristbands that I sold you, Carol, I found a whole nother box of them damn things.
What kind of wristbands?
Nike sweatbands.
Oh.
They've got NBA on them, and I'm like, I found them. I'm like, I found a darn NBA suit, so I put them on Amazon.
Cool.
Somebody just bought a pair for $23. They must not want to sweat very badly.
I was playing poker yesterday evening, and I got to 27th place out of 720 that were playing. And
Well,
I
that's good,
finished
isn't it?
320th.
And you finished 320th.
Yeah, I made the money. I made like $7. I won like $7, but if I had stayed 27th, that paid like $700. I was like, oh crap.
Mr. Sadie been winning a lot of money.
He will lose a bunch, but then when he wins, sometimes he wins big.
So how hard is it to catch an escaped kangaroo?
She probably tells him to get his ass back over here, and he probably moves.
He probably gets hungry and thirsty, and after a while, I'm still in training. Yeah, Mr. Sadie, I call Sadie Sensei when we're playing poker. He calls me Daniel-san. Yeah. Like Mr. What was the guy in Karate Kid? What was his name?
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi. So Sadie's like Mr. Miyagi with the women hands, and
Usually I can't remember, but when I'm hanging out with you old guys, I gotta be the one with the memory, I guess.
You're such an asshole.
I know. Yeah, I can see Sadie in his little workshop after he gets through fixing something at work. He goes over and snips on his little bonsai trees, catches flies with chopsticks, and while he's holding his little beer with his little woman hands. Yeah, I'm the oldest Karate Kid. Karate Kid ain't no spring chick anymore. How old
No,
is that?
he's on up there too.
Is Mr. Miyagi still alive?
No,
I don't think so.
Pat. What was it? Pat Marino? Pat.
Yeah.
So the kangaroo uses the doggy door to go in and out. There's a tracker on him unless he goes too far.
Pat Morita.
Yeah,
Pat
Marino.
yeah.
He died in 2005.
What was he in? He was in some comedy. He was just hilarious. I forget.
I'm looking at this thing. He had roles in Happy Days, MASH, Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
The short-lived O'Hara that was a spinoff of whatever the other one was. Yeah, he had a lot of just roles in a lot of TV shows you watch.
Yeah, he was the owner of Mel's Diner or whatever it was in
Yeah.
Happy Days.
You know, I just don't. Maybe it's just me, and I'm old, and they don't do things like they used to do. Type mentality, but there's not really that many shows that have characters that stick out like they did from the shows that we watched when we were younger.
Yeah, I don't watch. I hardly watch any shows.
Ralph is 60. Yeah, it was John Travolta, wasn't it? No, Henry Winkler.
Yeah, that was
the Fonz.
No, that was Henry Winkler was the Fonz.
Yeah,
no spring chick either.
No, none of them are.
I think I read somewhere the other day Miss Cunningham's still alive.
Who?
From Happy Days, Miss Cunningham.
Mrs. C.
Yeah.
All right, get strong, Azure.
Yeah, her name is Marion Ross.
She was kind of the last one that did kind of portrayed that housewifey type person like Lucille Ball and
she's 94.
Bewitched and
she's still alive at 94.
Leave It to Beaver's mom. She kind of fit that mold, but then the next mom that came on was like not anything like that. Then we got into like
they moved the beds together, and then it all went
different
down
kinds of moms.
Yeah, you look in the '80s though. There's still some sitcom moms in the '80s that they were not. You look at the biggest one I can think of is the Cosbys. They were very, even though it turned out old boy was drugging and raping them. You think about, Growing Pains and all those. There were a lot of shows that have mom characters in them.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Cleaver.
What's that the family, dang. Family Guy? No. What was it? Anyway.
Which one? Give me a little bit more. There's like family. There was several families.
You know about Family Ties?
No.
Family Ties with what's his name?
Stop it!
Here, it's a cat fight.
There's
the kangaroo got loose in Tom's house.
One of the neighborhood cats was looking into the sliding glass door because I haven't fed them yet.
That's so Deborah, you're right. The change happened in the late '80s, early '90s when we ran into Peggy Bundy.
Yeah,
Mom started to change pretty radically.
Yeah, that was it, Bundy.
Yeah, Peg Bundy.
Wasn't she the one? Really funny voice.
Yeah, she was one of Bette Midler's backup singers. She was a harlot.
Yeah, they
Mrs. Cleaver wore pearls because she had a scar around the front of her neck. I don't remember. It was she was doing something as a kid and she probably got clotheslined. You know how kids will run and they get a rope. They'll run into a rope. But anyway, that's the reason she wore a string of pearls around her neck.
So Johnny forget. She was in one of those airplane movies, one of those comedy airplane movies, and she was talking jive.
Yeah.
Remember that scene?
So Johnny's been yelling at Franklin to quit doing this, to quit doing that. She just walked in here because she has to volunteer, so she's trying to get ready to go volunteer. She brought Franklin in. I can hear him and Jacob from, take him. He keeps doing this, that, and this. I can't get ready. I can't do nothing. And so she kind of walks down the hallway and turns that way. Before she can even get turned, all you see is ears, and he's hauling ass after her. That big puppy smile on his face. He's just going at it. He's already back in there with her. He beat her to the bedroom.
Mama's up and doing interesting thing. Yeah. Dogs have always got to be where the action is. If you're doing something.
Like if I were to go out right now, he'd go with me.
If I'm just sitting down, the dogs just lay down and go, he ain't doing nothing interesting. But if I go outside or.
Not a 6-month-old. A 6-month-old don't care. He's going to make his own action.
If I'm down on my hands and knees trying to fix something down low, the dog's got to be up in my face.
Oh, you got to try doing anything with these cats around here. I have to lock them in another room.
You need you a Maine Coon, something that's about 35 pounds walking around there, ruling all the rest of the cats.
Actually, I want, if we didn't have these, I would want, I think they're Pumas. They are a big cat.
A mountain lion? Puma?
There's a couple of YouTube channels that people have them for pets, and they're just like big old cats.
Kidding? One of those would turn on you and chew your calf off of your leg for dinner.
Are you kidding? Those cats get so damn lazy because they don't have to do anything. They just walk to their food bowl.
Shoot. You're full of it, man. Those mountain lions, they stalk people.
Shut up, Tara. I'm cold. The power's not been on long enough to drive this house out. It's been pouring down rain all night. So I think I got the heat set on about 80 right now.
All right. I'm about to shut this puppy down. I got to pack a few orders, and we got the cabinet people coming to tear out the hole so that we can get the stove in.
All righty.
So we'll be on tomorrow morning, though. Tom,
So
you want to do the show tomorrow? You haven't done one all week.
I'm gonna give you a rabbit hole to go down before you leave.
I'll do some next week.
Okay.
So do y'all want a rabbit hole to go down?
I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah.
So there is Elon has released a thing called Chat GPT, and it is basically AI, and you tell it to do stuff and it'll do it for you. Like I had a friend who was a housing manager in another state, and he's like, make me a lease compliant with my state's laws, whatever state it was, and within 30 seconds it kicked out a generic lease. This thing will, if you tell it to write an essay on this topic, tell it how many paragraphs you want, it writes the essay. It is very interesting. The Chat GPT AI that you can actually use, and it's free to sign up for. It's very interesting. Yeah, Anissa said she just heard about it. It's very, very, the stuff that it can do, and the stuff. I think you're only limited by your imagination. I'm gonna do some. I'm sure there are videos out on it by now. Do a little research on it, but it's crazy the power that. If you had this back in school, would you tell it write an essay on the Call of the Wild or some book that you have to read? That would be insane that it would just print it out for you. Just print it out.
Anissa, you have like middle school girls?
Will it do your listings for you, Scott?
Unfortunately, it will not.
Well,
Joan says it's so popular you can't get in.
I signed up for it 2 days ago. So it used to do stuff within a minute. I think when you request something, it might take a couple hours now to do it. But
instead of Anissa having to help her daughters write their essays and stuff like that, she'll just say, jump over to that website and print something out. Then misspell a few words, change the grammar in it a little bit.
yes, that was a real notebook that Todd was using.
Oh, 2 18-year-old girls.
Yeah, I don't put notes on my phone. I'll forget they're on there. If it's not sitting in front of me, I don't see it. All right, folks, thanks for being here. Let's all do AI and
have a great day.
So tomorrow's show is going to be virtual. He's going to have them just come on here and talk to you, and we'll just sit around and watch.
Before you go, Todd, Scott, have you seen any of the videos where you never see the people's face, but they have a little anime character that sits there and talks to you?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I've been trying to get my sons who are really into that stuff to track it down, because Todd needs some old guy. Instead of his hand, he can flip up his little character. But they're really cute, and they really look like they're talking. You know, their mouth shapes the words that you're talking.
I caught the wild dog. I caught the one. Now what you gonna do?
So
okay, here you go. Hey, Felix, are you still around? What gender is this?
Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.